Hey everybody, it's Eric here. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about which is better, a debit card or a credit card. I've had this same exact question and I'm sure many of you do too, so let's get right into it, guys. Now first, let's go over what each one is. So you're looking at a debit card right now and you don't know what it is. Basically, it's a payment card that deducts money directly from a person's checking or savings account when it's used. So if you want to go buy that $20 t-shirt at Target, you go to the register, swipe the card, and it's automatically paid for from your bank account. But the amount of money that can be spent is linked to how much is in the account. So if you only have $19 in your bank account and you try and buy that $20 t-shirt, your card will get declined and you will not be able to buy it. On the other hand though, a credit card is a bit different. A credit card is typically issued by a bank and it allows the person who uses it to borrow money. The person then agrees to pay the money back where interest might be applied. For example, say you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit and spent $500. You would now only have $500 available credit on your card. If you paid the $500 balance back though, your available credit would bounce back to $1,000 again. This is what's called revolving credit. But there are benefits and disadvantages to both types of cards. So let's explain them. Now first, a debit card. Let's make a pros and cons list. So for pros, we have that it's safer than using cash because your cash will be safely kept in your bank account as opposed to in your physical wallet. It also doesn't incur debt, which means you can't go into any debt, and they are relatively easy to get. But for cons, you can't spend more than your daily limit or whatever is in your bank account. There's also way less perks and protections as credit cards. And finally, it's very easy to incur overdraft fees, or when you make a purchase exceeding the amount of money on the card to begin with. And with these overdraft fees, you can be charged a lot depending on what bank you use. Now overall, not too bad, but let's look at a credit card now. So for a credit card, there is a variation of pros. So to begin with, it's just as easy to use and is safer than cash, but something that really is great with credit cards is the variety of rewards and cash back you can get off of your purchases. So if you spend a lot on your credit card and pay it off, do that enough times and you can get really great rewards. Not only this, but they have a direct correlation to your credit score. So if you pay on time, every time, as well as reduce your credit card balance, your credit score can increase greatly within only a few months. But now that we went over the various pros, what are the cons of a credit card? Because there certainly are some. What has to be the biggest con though is that it is extremely easy to go into debt by just outspending your earnings. And then if you miss payments, this could lead to your credit score spiraling. So if you go and spend $3,000 on a new fancy couch and you only made $4,000 that month and you can only afford to pay $2,000 of that, you then have a balance of $1,000 left on your credit card. Which leads into the next point, which is the extremely high interest rates and fees that are associated with credit cards. The interest rate and fees that the credit card company charges are used to calculate your annual percentage rate or APR. The higher the card's APR, the more it'll cost you to carry a balance from month to month. And this can vary depending on what kind of rewards and benefits they offer and lots of other factors as well. Generally speaking though, the better the rewards, the higher the APR will be. So we've gone over the pros and cons of each, so which is better? Well, there is no direct answer because they both have extreme benefits and slight disadvantages to each other. A lot of people though will tell you to start with a debit card because it's much easier to use and you don't have to worry about payments or anything like that because that stuff just is non-existent with debit cards and it's a lot more simple. So for people who are 15 or 16 and are just getting started, it's a lot much easier to use. But, and this is a very big but, you will not reap the rewards as if you are using a credit card. A lot of different credit cards, depending on the bank that you use, have things like premium cards or rewards cards where you get extreme benefits just for using the card and paying it back on time in full. Some of these really good benefits though include things like cash back or travel points or extended warranties, as well as more premium rewards such as concierge services and things like airport lounge access and lots more. So obviously the rewards of credit cards can be great, but like I said, the biggest downside for it is that if you do go into debt, it can be really hard to get out of it. When it comes to credit cards though, a really important topic is credit history, because the earlier you start, the more credit history you build. And this is very important when it comes to taking out loans. So if, for example, you get a credit card the day you turn 18 and you start to use it and you start to pay it off every single month on time in full, then when you want to buy a house or take out a loan, you can get really low interest rates compared to if you get a credit card when you're 28 and you miss payments and you have a really high credit card balance. Chances are the bank isn't going to let you take out a loan, which can sometimes really impact people's lives. The bottom line is though, as much as they may look very alike, their benefits and drawbacks are very different from each other. If building credit and cashing in rewards is important to you, then credit cards are essential in your financial life. But if you want to have a more basic, tighter rein on your finances, then a debit card is probably the way to go. No matter which you choose though, make sure that you always know the fees associated with every single account and do your own research. I hope this helps all of you, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know down in the comment section below, alright? Thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.